Hey Pisces-aries, welcome into your 2025 yearly tarot forecast here at Cusp of Roses on YouTube. My name is Gabrielle. For those of you that might be new here, welcome in. For those of you returning, welcome back. And for all my members tuning in, shout out to y'all. Thank you guys so very much for your love and support. If you want to become a member, you can join the YouTube channel or you can become a patron over on Patreon. Both of those links to join are in the description box below. Make sure you read through that description box so you can best understand how to navigate the messages here on my channel. And make sure you also hit that like and subscribe button so I can pick up on your energy in future readings, and be ready to leave a comment down below with what resonates with you or what you've maybe been sensing the year ahead has in store. All right, I love to hear that from you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's get into it. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, what can Pisces-aries expect to come in 2025? What energy is headed towards Pisces-aries in 2025, Divine? Thank you. Okay, grief. Oh boy. Now it was in reverse, but there are other happy cards in this deck, so we're going to take it upright, okay? 22 is a master number as well. This could be a year where your relationships are kind of called to the forefront. Maybe you are still grieving the loss of someone in 2025. I'm not here to predict anybody's passing, but you got community around you, okay? This could be communal grief. Maybe there's like a figurehead in the community that you're a part of that, I'm hearing memorial. So this could be grief of someone who's already passed. This could also be a year where you maybe find out who is a part of your community or what your community is, or I don't know. It's kind of like finding your home away from home. Something that was a home away from home could be significant. What else might be coming in 2025 energetically for Pisces-aries? All right, we've got nature. Okay. I just heard it's a part of life. Yeah. I think some of you guys are making peace with some grief you've been carrying. And this could be communal grief. Like, you're not alone in what you feel. You're not alone in the pain. You're not alone in the sorrow. Something about a family tree could be significant. Like matriarch, patriarch type of vibes, okay? But again, I don't think this is of anyone about to. I think this is in memory of someone who has already maybe transitioned in life. So 22, 10, and 32 could be significant numbers. 22 is a master number, so we don't break that down, but 10 breaking down into a 1, so something maybe in January or October could be significant. You also have 5 with 32, so something about May. Some of you, this is you kind of getting in tune with nature, like, oh yeah, like an ecosystem. I don't know why, like, my brain's going back to like grade school where in those science books they would always what is that, like god dog it, what is the name of that? Like, you know how when you're learning about species and like what species are related to what, and like these are the descendants of that species and meow meow, that whole thing, and it kind of depicted on a tree. It's something about that. I think it's common for the human mind, especially with how it's conditioned in our society, to kind of forget that we are a part of nature. Like, I think it's really easy to look at nature as something that's separate from us, but like we're a part of the ecosystem. In the same way that the animals, the trees, the flowers, the bees, the weather, the clouds, you know what I'm saying? Like, as everything is a part of everything. And maybe you're tapping into that a little bit more because maybe you're an observer of someone going through grief. It's like that moment where you start to see nature as a part of life. Like you are, again, I can't get off this. So you are a part of nature. Nature is a part of you. They're not separate. So nature is often, again, poets and writers often reflect on nature because it mirrors a lot of what we experience as humans. Because again, it's all one and the same. So something about humanity, something about empathy could also be significant. Maybe you've been struggling with empathy towards a certain situation or towards a community. Maybe you've been too focused on the differences between you and someone or you in a situation rather than the commonalities. Yeah, it's like we all grieve. We all have pain. We all cry. We all feel things. I don't know. There's something about that. Like looking at it from a bigger picture, like we're all a part of this community called Earth in a way. Yeah, I don't know why I want to go like, I want to get all like philosophical. So maybe your philosophy around life is shifting and changing in 2025. And grief will do that. Grief is a real big reality check a lot of the time. So again, I don't know that this is something happening that causes grief. This could just be you wrestling with grief, again, of something that's already happened, but in 2025, you kind of make peace with it. There's something very peaceful about this nature, peaceful about this macro view of the community, because even look at how that's illustrated, right? I'm not sure, but I've said it a few times on my channel. Maybe it was even in one of your readings recently. Or wait, maybe that was on Patreon. Regardless. The one thing about trees, so like if you look at like a really, really tall tree, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so tall. It's like 10 foot, 20 feet in the air, right? However tall that tree is exactly mirrored in their roots. Their roots are just as long. So in order for a tree to grow tall, their roots also have to grow. So it's that what's below the surface. Some of you maybe were only dealing with something from a surface point of view, which maybe took away the humanity of something or kind of like disconnected that for you. Or that's now coming back online or that's coming back together. So some of you are having like a hangman. That is your major arcana for me as a cusp reader. You're getting enlightened about how nature works and how nature is mirrored in you. So a lack of reverence for nature is a lack of reverence for yourself. So maybe there's a little bit of self-love, self-worth work to be done here in 2025. Okay, let's read this from the book. All right, you've got grief here saying, crows make time to grieve. They have funerals and gather solemnly around their fallen friends in silence. It is essential to allow yourself time to feel sadness for a loss, honor the memory, and express your emotions. Healing begins the moment you confront the source of your pain. Grief may appear if you have suppressed emotions around a loss. For growth to take place, you must address an ending, which allows for closure. There is no right way or wrong way to grieve. This is a ritual that is unique to you. Make time to mourn. Allow the feelings to surface because there are important lessons within the sorrow for the living. So this could be long-standing grief, Pisces-Aries. Maybe grief that you've stuffed down. Yeah, and I kind of get it from that angle of sometimes it's just too hard. It's too hard to feel. It's too hard to accept. Maybe there's been substantial loss in your life. My heart goes out to you because it feels very heavy. Maybe you just need to cry it out, my love. okay? There's nothing wrong with tears. Tears are healing, okay? It's a way the body expresses emotion, and everybody cries, not just women. So I don't know why I had to say that, but like, it's not manly that you don't cry. That's actually very concerning. There's such a huge empathy gap between men and women nowadays. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And maybe that's the situation. Maybe you are in a position here, Pisces-Aries, where you're kind of like the rock. You're the one that's looked to kind of hold everybody down, or kind of like the glue between everything. And you deserve to be held. Yeah, I'm sorry if that is it, because that's heavy. That's a lot of pressure to put on one person. To like, it's almost like that you didn't have time to grieve because you were worried about everybody else, or you had to be the rock and help people through what they were going through and feeling, but nobody maybe thought to think about how you felt about it, or to give you time to grieve, or to support you. It's like something about that has to shift in 2025, okay? So there's lessons to be learned here. Let's talk about community. All right, it says here in the Seattle area, we have 3 big roosts. The largest, I believe, is the one at the UW Bothell campus. Okay. Each of these roosts serves as a community. It's a sanctuary. It's a place for the crows to retreat into the evening, where they are accepted and comforted. Lean on your community. Lean into the groups of people who you feel most at peace with during times of friction or stress. When you pull community, think of it as a nudge to connect with the group that interests you. Not only will you find new opportunities there, you will become part of a group focused on a similar goal. So maybe even group therapy could be beneficial for you if you need to talk to somebody. Because I kind of get this nature within this group I'm tapped into, where like you do find healing and find peace in supporting others, but that often puts you in a position to neglect yourself. So if you were to join a community of people who are grieving, or, you know, dealing with heavy loss, or whatever that might be for you, it gives you an opportunity to connect and support, but also be connected with and supported as well. All right. So that could be really helpful in 2025. All right. So it says, not only will you find new opportunities there, you will become a part of a group focused on a similar goal. Community may also indicate that you would benefit from examining your relationships within a group or a belief system. Are your goals and beliefs in alignment with the group's philosophy? Do you remain within a community because it is simply part of your history, but your involvement or participation is limited, and as a result, you feel disconnected? You may need to consider if the philosophy of a community that you no longer connect with is still impacting your decisions or your perception of events. So again, big philosophy shift for you, big perspective shift. I would say 2025 is going to be the year of the hangman for you, which is again your energy in the major arcanas for me as a cusp reader, but you will be enlightened on a situation that you've been a part of or dealing with, or some sort of maybe even blockages, or you might come into a deeper awareness around why you're so resistant towards certain things. So facing some of your conditioned beliefs in 2025, which is going to lead you to a lot more peace, definitely with nature here, a lot more peace. Okay, let's talk about nature. All right, it says, it is our connection to nature that fills our spirit and reunites us with divine energy. Living in a city full of concrete buildings, it can feel as though Mother Nature resides so far away. But she is here in the grass that sprouts up in the cracks on the sidewalk, and the overgrown empty lots, and the birds that mingle with us in the park. All we need to do is look, and we will find that connection. Nature asks that you see the evidence of divine energy that is all around you, regardless of the landscape. When nature appears, it may also indicate that you are long overdue for some outside time. Take this as a cue to go for a walk, head out into a park, or go to the beach if you have any of that available to you. New ideas and inspiration will come through connecting with nature. So you might need some time to really let, oh yeah, like salt water heals. Let some salt water heal you. If you can get to the ocean, forest and trees and earthing and grounding. Because I do think that you've been disconnected in some way due to some maybe heavy events in your life. And this can be well over time, okay? One thing after another, after another, after another disconnects you further and further from that divine energy or being able to see divinity. Because that's another thing that grief can do. It can kind of skew your perspective into something that's a little bit more pessimistic, okay? So if you find yourself being really pessimistic where maybe more naturally you're an optimist, it's the grief. It's through the lens of grief, okay? Which can speak to some unhealed or unresolved emotions that you need to spend some time with, okay? That need your attention. All right. Okay, some beautiful healing work here, Pisces Aries, all right? I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it'll be beautiful. It will. I heard freeing. It'll free you. Because some of you are really bound by this grief. Okay. Let's clarify this energy a little bit with some tarot. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell Pisces Aries a little bit more about grief, community, and nature in 2025 and how that's important and relevant. So what's this grief about? What's the grief about, Spirit? Thank you. The Five of Swords. Okay. Beliefs. Something about your belief systems. Some of you could definitely be having like a spiritual awakening or ascension. So if you find or identify as being very religious, your perspective on that religions or the customs and maybe your culture might shift and change in 2025. And you've got the Nine of Coins. Again, that's what I mean. I think that there's this misunderstanding that you need to be the rock. You don't have time to cry because you got to be here for this person. You got to help this person grieve. You got to be there and support. And it's like, what about you, Pisces Aries? What about you? And again, if you have the community, make sure that you're speaking up on what you need, communicating your needs. If you need somebody to help you, or you need a shoulder to cry on, or you want to talk to somebody, or you know what I'm saying? You need that release. Speak up about it. You are worthy of that. You're deserving of that. But something about a role, maybe a role you play in a family dynamic, and again, maybe religion has something to do with it. Maybe you're like an eldest child, so, you know, you got to make sure everybody else is good before you're good, but who's really looking out for you? That kind of thing. Okay, clarify this Five of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles and grief. The Four of Swords with the Six of Cups. Yeah, it's like you need time to heal. You deserve to be I can't get off that. You deserve to be taken care of or supported. Okay? You deserve to have time to make peace with what you feel as well, rather than be so overly concerned with everybody else. Clarify the energy between grief and community. Thank you, Spirit. The Emperor. Right. You're the leader. You're the one that takes charge. You're the one that kind of jumps into gear. I would say don't push off your healing any longer if you have been. If you've been resisting taking the time to actually address what you feel. 2025 isn't leaving much room for you to do that anymore, Pisces Aries, okay? There's community here, though, so clarify who's in this community. Ooh. Okay, we've got the Sun and the Nine of Swords. But it kind of wanted to come out in reverse. Maybe, I'm going to honor that, though. Maybe it feels like you don't have community or you don't have people you can lean on. Again, that's why I was saying maybe group therapy. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. That would be nice. That would be ideal. But some of you maybe feel like you don't have people who can support you. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put this back. Let's try that again. But a Leo could be significant. A Gemini could also be significant with the Sun and the Nine of Swords. All right, who's in this community? Justice and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Yeah, it's like it's only fair. It's only right. So something in this community is a little imbalanced. Okay, and maybe you haven't wanted to speak up on it because, again, people gotta grieve, people want to feel, but I don't know, it's like you deserve to grieve too. You're also grieving. So I don't know, maybe something about this grief has made a lot of the, if this is like shared grief, maybe this grief has made people very self-focused, but yet expecting you to focus on them too. I don't know why that keeps coming through, but that just, it's like nobody's thinking about you and how you might be feeling and how you might be dealing with it. And maybe are you dealing with it at all? It's like no one is tapping into you, and that can hurt, especially when dealing with a lot of heaviness or something very emotional. Clarify Justice and the Ace of Wands. The Eight of Swords. Exactly. Nobody sees me. With the Chariot. But here's the thing with that, Pisces, Aries. Okay, you might feel that way. But again, if you're not asking for support, if you're not communicating your needs, then how can somebody really show up for you? And maybe that's what hurts. Because the thing about that Piscean energy, you're so doggone intuitive, and you can tap into the subconscious energy of people really easily. So like you maybe have a tendency to kind of know what people need before they even say it, and you just kind of do it, and that brings people a lot of comfort, that brings people a lot of peace, it makes them feel loved. But yet that type of intuitive nature isn't reciprocated. Like people don't tap into your subconscious to know what you might need or try to, you know, support you in that way. And I just get that. So again, Ace of Wands and Justice, you know how to bring balance, you know how to support others, but it's something imbalanced about that. But maybe it's difficult for you to ask for support. I don't know, Pisces, Aries. You tell me how that kind of lands, or if that's something that resonates with you, okay? Clarify the Emperor in reverse. Or maybe through this grief, it's like, it's maybe brought out the not so healthy parts in people, and that's affected you in some way. Yeah, you got the Ace of Coins in reverse. This could be this grief energy, or having to kind of be the emperor within a community that is maybe grieving, could have distracted you from your own path, your own new beginnings in a way. And again, I think, I don't know, it's like some of y'all are going to have that realization, like, dang, I've been so focused on everybody else, missing out on opportunities, and yet, I don't know, I just feel that it's not reciprocated. I don't know, okay? That's just what it is for somebody here. It doesn't necessarily have to be everybody. Just take it as it resonates. And then you got the World. Yeah, something about that has to come to an end. Maybe you've been waiting on an opportunity to come in, and it's kind of blocked because this grief hasn't been dealt with. So it's like Spirit's not going to walk you through a door that could potentially trigger something in you, and then you have to deal with all this grief that you could have dealt with prior to walking through that door. So if there is some sort of delay in your stability or delay in an opportunity coming your way, it's because there's unresolved grief here. And that grief can kind of tarnish or taint this opportunity, or again, distract you in a way where you need to be focused. So if you know you've been resisting healing something, Pisces, Aries, this is the time to get started and get to it, okay? Yeah, and like just like nature, everything has its ebb and flow. Everything has a balance. So maybe even taking cues from, like, we're in winter season now where I'm recording this, right? Beautiful time to kind of rest, recuperate, hibernate, take a step back, reflect. And then springtime comes, time for action, movement forward, and that's around your birthday season. So what I would say here, Pisces, Aries, definitely take the time now to start addressing what it is that you feel. Start feeling your way through that. So then by your birthday season, you are a little bit more balanced and you can close out this grief cycle or this blockage that's keeping you a bit blinded to a new opportunity. Okay, clarify this Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, exactly. And in time, things grow and bloom and blossom. King of Swords, okay? So the choices and decisions you make now will be the foundation for what's to come in the future. So work with nature as much as possible to help you find that balance, right? You even see she's on the shore, out by water, a little bit of grass. Looks like a lei of roses. I don't know, something significant about Hawaii maybe. Maybe you've always wanted to go to Hawaii, or you've been planning or dreaming of a trip. I would take that trip, love. The nature in Hawaii is beautiful. Again, there's that saltwater healing too, okay? Something about that could be significant. Got a little chunk that fill out. You got the King of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Wheel of Fortune, exactly. Something about getting your spark back, laying down your burdens, okay? You've built a lot of spiritual strength here, or you do have a lot of strength. Again, you're the rock, you're the wise one, you're the counselor, you're the leader, you're the emperor. Things go left, shit hits the fan, people come to you. What do? People lean on you, but even those that we lean on need someone to lean on, okay? And I feel like that's the biggest lesson here, okay? Clarify the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles here for nature. Thank you. And you got the Four of Wands. Yeah. Come into union with nature. Know that you are a part of nature. Just like nature rests, you need rest. Okay? Nature grieves, the crows grieve, so can you. Okay? Clarify the world energy between community and nature. You could be traveling as well, like again, finding some sort of new community. The Seven of Coins and Awakening, which is the Judgment card. Yeah, I feel like this is exactly what's holding you back from starting a new chapter or receiving some sort of new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Clarify the world. King of Swords, right. It's stopping you from making clear-minded choices and decisions, okay? So really face that grief, my loves. I know it's not easy, but it'll be worth it. All right, let me know if any of this resonates with you in the comments down below. I will have a pinned comment with the extended over on Patreon linked, as well as a link for you to book your own personal extended with me if any of this touched close to home. I thank you guys again for all your love and support, and I'll see you in our next one. Namaste.